Okay, boom. Section 10, episode 542, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It's the home of your 17 and 16 second place Boston Red Sox. Brewed by Blue Moon.
What up, Section 10 in the building?
Yeah, I can't do the full intro.
Suck one.
It's 2:30 in the morning, and the walls are way too thin for me to be yelling. I just
get those Euro walls.
There you go. What up, Section 10 in the building? Got to keep my streak going. All right,
Thanks.
dude. Can we hit the applaud? Sorry, I know the Sox game was terrible, but I applaud your streak is still alive, Jerry. That's all I got to say. I applaud
People
this.
are going to be mad. People are going to be mad that I'm even here. They're going to be mad. People are yelling. They're like, dude, just go be with your dad. Like, I haven't missed anything with my dad. Like, I've been on the bus every day, 9 to 5. Haven't missed a dinner. Nothing has been sacrificed on this trip for any podcast. So thank you for your concern. I took a little nappy, so I'd be ready for this episode. We're good. It is 2:30 a.m. out here in Liverpool, as they say.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Liverpool. Yeah, I'm delusional. I need to go home, man. I'm so loopy, delusional, stoopy at this point.
This is week 3 for you, so I totally get it.
Dude, I feel like I live here now. It's insane. It's still not over. We still got another day tomorrow. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Today was probably the coolest day, though. Not that anyone cares. Maybe there's some Beatles fans that are listening, but there's this place. It's called the Casbah, and it's where the Beatles. Huh?
You rock that.
Oh, I did rock it. Basically, there was like this older woman who owned a house here in Liverpool, and then she got bored of being like a housewife. So she was like, all right, we're going to open up a rock club in the basement. And it's a legit basement. Like, it's not like, I mean, Coley wouldn't be able to go down there. Like, his head would not be able to clear. He wouldn't be able to fit in the door. No offense.
Anti-Irish.
Yeah, like this place makes me feel like a giant. Like when we're taking group photos, like I'm the guy in the back. It's awesome. Like they're like, all right, group photo, like, you know, big people in the back. I'm like, oh, that's me. And I'm just standing there.
I'm one of those guys. All right, let me head to the back.
Yeah, let me get back there.
I can see you making it a whole thing. All right, man. Time for me to head on back there.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Gotta get in the back.
Takes forever to move these trunks one step at a time.
It's crazy. I'm a giant out here. There's like doorways like that I get like alleyways that I just gotta like duck down. Like, sorry, big guy coming through. It's the big man. But there's this.
Here comes the big guy.
It's the big guy. Gotta walk in this doorway sideways. So she opened up a rock club in her basement, and the Beatles played their first gigs there, and it was like it was their place. So John Lennon painted the ceiling, and it's still the original, and it's not covered. Like you can just reach up and touch it if you want. Like obviously I was fucking like ducking my head down there.
All I'm doing is touching it. I'm the big guy.
Yeah, I got paint chips in my hair.
On the back of my fucking head.
Yeah. Like Paul McCartney painted part of the ceiling. John Lennon like carved his name in the ceiling and in the wall in like 2 different spots. And then
vandalism, petty vandalism from these thugs is what I'm hearing.
Correct. And then we went to the Beatles Museum after, like 2 hours later, and they had recreated the basement there. So it was just very weird to like have been standing in like the original spot and then go there, and it's like, oh, we've recreated where they actually played their first, and it's like it was pretty accurate. But anyways, this series sucked. Should have been a sweep. Should have been a big time sweep. Was not a sweep. Let me talk about the good folks at Underdog. Coley had me texting him earlier asking questions about the Celtics. I was very curious. I didn't understand some of these basketball rules, but anyways, Underdog just dropped their first playoff basketball promo with the extender You can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start a playoff series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. You're going to want to see how serious it gets when that Game 7 hits. Hop on Underdog, the best place to make picks during playoff basketball, and get started right now. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared, that's Jared, to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared.
It was funny. I got a text earlier. Jared's like, so I'm tall now. So explain basketball to me. I'm interested now.
Yeah, I might
what tall people
up
care about
the sport. Yeah, it was. It's been great. Just being a big guy, just walking around, just being a big guy. You know, like I'm wearing my chain, and Ellen was like, you know, this isn't the best area. You might want to take that off. I was like, I'll beat the fuck out of this whole country. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
hey, Ellen, don't you see that I'm a big guy? Like, come on.
I'm the biggest guy around. Like, this is my block now. Crazy.
Gotta have some respect there. Crazy.
Yeah. It was dummy stupid. Kind of like this series against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Stupid.
Yeah, this series really pissed me off a whole lot, having to, you know, be up until 3 a.m. to watch the Red Sox blow a 6-0 lead, and then tonight, the way that tonight went. But I guess we can start on a positive note with the do we care, or are we just gonna start angry?
I kind of want to start angry. Yeah, I don't think starting positive makes much sense.
Sox
we didn't even do the intro.
1,000-1. Yeah. So who cares? Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, let's just start here.
Okay. You want to start tonight? I mean, if we're not doing the real intro and we're attempting a clean 40, we might as well break all the rules and just start.
We're already 8 in.
I think we can do the clean 40. I believe we can actually land on a clean 40. I'm pulling for it here.
All right. We can try.
It's almost 3 a.m. there, right? It's 2:40 a.m.
2:40, yeah.
All right. This will be a clean 40. Game 3. Here we go. Let's get it going.
Talking about the clean 40 is the cleanest way to not get a clean 40.
I know. This is why I never bring it up. Anytime I bring it up, it's always 3:40. It's like, this is not going to work out well. But here we go. Game 3. Thoughts?
Here we go. Game 3. Let's start it off on a positive note. Houck looked great. I mean, he just did. He did. I wish I had T here to run by some numbers. Because I thoroughly enjoyed Houck's performance tonight. I thought that was very encouraging. I think what really set the tone for the day for this game was I took a little nappy. I woke up, and then we had Will Fleming in the text chat being like, "Yep, Campbell out of the lineup with the rib. Walker Buehler, he's hurt with like he's not recovering. You know, the way that they thought."
They're sending the body back to Boston for the service. Yeah, that's basically what he said.
Yeah, like I was like, fuck. It was already, the day already started on a down note with that news. I don't know. I'm not really worried about Christian Campbell. I'm also, I should note, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really speak too much on the actual injury, but
that's fair.
You're just not a doctor. Just a big guy, just a big Britt Jerry. that's what they're calling me out here. I didn't ask for that nickname. Yeah, big Britt.
That's just what there's again. Like you normally don't get to name your own nickname. It's like people call you stuff, and then you got to go with this. Is that Big Britt? Sounds
that's
Big Britt.
Big Britt there, isn't it?
Oh wow, that's a big Britt there. Wow,
baby.
Get a load of that, Britt. You probably had teen crumpets.
Loads and loads. Loads and loads of protein.
Big Britt in Liverpool, yeah.
That's what they say. Loads and loads. Isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Bit cloudy out today for Big Britt, isn't it? I don't know what else they say. Crumpets.
Yeah. Jake, book the king of England.
Wayne Rooney.
Who's the king right now? That's also a crazy concept that they just are like I was thinking about it when I was in London. I was like, what if the people of England just said no? Like we don't acknowledge that
we're all
you're
good.
The king. Yeah,
like, they don't have any power anymore. They're kind of just like celebrities.
They don't have power. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. They don't make any rules or anything.
Parliament handles everything. They mostly are like their mascot, kind of.
Oh, okay. They can't like cut off anyone's head anymore.
I'm sure if they did, they wouldn't be like arrested, but
yeah, they would just be like, buddy, this is a little bit outdated, but okay.
Yeah, they kind of just like put on for the country, and people love them.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, good
it's
for them.
Sick. It's like the sickest job in the world.
Yeah. Do they have taxes in England?
The taxes pay them. And Jerry, I cannot imagine that question's going to go over well with most of our audience. That was like what the whole Revolutionary War was founded on, them taxing the fuck out of us.
Got it. Well,
so Houck,
man, he was carving them up. Kept the pitch count low. Kept the ball in the yard until that last inning.
I was stunned.
He was at what, like 86 pitches after 7 or something like that?
Yeah, but even through 6, wasn't he at like 70, I think? Or whatever it ended up being, because he finished around like 86. But yeah, every time you're looking up at the inning, I just assumed that I was looking at it wrong. I'm like, no, it's got to be an inning later than that, or an inning earlier than that, rather, if his pitch count's that low. But he was cruising, man. Houck looked as good as he's looked all year.
And the first inning was like a decent amount of labor. Like first batter took forever. I honestly, like now in retrospect, the strikeout he had on Vladdy in the first, which was just a sweeper that did no sweeping and just was middle. Vladdy just kind of walked away like, all right, I'm owed one, because that ball should have went 7,000 feet. And then boy, did he get one later to figure it out on.
The best is when a guy like that immediately puts the head down, walks to the dugout. That's code for like, I'm marking my territory. I'll be back here. I'm going to be back. Like, expect that something terrible is going to happen. But no, Tanner was great. Even just looking through the game log, because sometimes like your eyes can be deceiving, where it's like, has he been this smooth? Like no one's getting on base. Even if he gave up a hit here, double play, Christian Kirk, probably the slowest runner on the planet, but or Alejandro Christian.
Christian Kirk.
That's like a receiver,
not the very fast receiver. Yeah,
I was gonna say Christian Kirk's the exact opposite of Alejandro Kirk. It was funny because you see Trevor Story field one of those balls that Kirk hit, and you almost like Story's very aware of who's up at all times. Very smart infielder, of course. He almost took too much time to get it over. It's like, I get that this is the slowest runner of all time, but like we can still complete the throw over to first. But no, Houck was great, man. He was consistent all night, dotting all his pitches. I thought Middlebrooks made a good point on the VAR show. I'm so sick of Dalton VAR show, but on that solo homer, to pull a ball like that and then immediately next pitch go oppo bridge is kind of crazy. So I got to tip your cap.
I've never seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that.
That was one of those where you go through the catalog in your brain. And you're like, no, I'm pretty sure that's a first. Like I don't think that's like a common thing that occurs out on the ball field, but. Yeah, Tanner deserved better, and obviously he should have had more run support throughout this game.
Yeah, he should have. Like now, it's like with Bregman, it's almost like you invite your friend, you like hype up this party. You're like, oh man, it's fucking like it's sick. Like everyone, it's such a good time. Like we're always like drinking, like we're playing beer, but it's awesome. You're gonna love it. And then he shows up, and there's like 3 people there. They're sitting on a couch playing Xbox. Like that's how I feel right now about like Bregman, like coming to the Red Sox, where they're a game above 500. He's crushing it. I mean, like if it weren't
brought
for
a 30 rack and like no one's drinking. That basically is what's going on here.
Yeah. Like if it weren't for Aaron Judge, like Alex Bregman is probably the lead candidate for MVP of the league, and the Red Sox are a game above 500. Like it's not his fault.
Guys, there's no girls here. You said it was flooded with chicks.
Yeah.
Like what's going on?
You said this was a rager. That dude's asleep. I'm not sure what's going on. There's no one here.
No one's even touched that pizza. Like what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I feel bad about it. Yeah,
Bregman's the best though, dude. It's this sucks because this should have been a series win. We should be able to get excited about stuff, but that at bat is one of the best of the season, where it seemed like Barrios was going to get out of a jam, 2nd and 3rd, no outs. I thought the captain got squeezed there. This ump was terrible, honestly, the entire game. He was starting to do that thing.
Terrible.
He was consistently bad, but he was starting to do that thing I hate, where like he's pulling up and like he's pump faking, like he was going to give you strikes. I'm like, stop fucking doing that. Because he was so in his own head. Cora was on him. The whole Blue Jays dugout was on him. It's like, yeah, this guy was terrible. But yeah, you get 2nd and 3rd, no outs. Then it gets to 2 outs. Bases loaded on the Raffy walk. And Alex Bregman, even though he's the one thing that I've noticed this year, actually 2 outs, runners in scoring position. He hasn't been that great. I think he was hitting like 200, but still ropes it down the line. And that's what he's been doing all season. And yet Didn't it kind of feel, do you guys feel like this after that? I'm like, I don't think they're scoring again. That kind of felt like the way this game was going, they weren't going to get more runs than 2.
I was shocked they got the 2. I went into his at bat super negative, not because of him, but because of everything that preceded him. There was a stretch where it was like, I think the 2 might be like when Hamilton starts sliding, like the second the ball was hit, and he's like, I got this, watch this shit. And he does like the slide pop-up throw. Like if you showed someone May 1st last year that he was going to be starting doing that shit the next year, you'd be like, what the fuck? Because that was not what we were accustomed to at the time.
I like when he pulled that out for no reason. He didn't really even need to do that play necessarily. He's like, I'm going to do one of these little sliding new throw to first jobs. Like, all right, dude, like, fine.
Objectively sick, but yeah, didn't feel super necessary. Got him by like 75 feet. Like, I don't even think it's out of the box yet.
I know.
But I thought the 2 would be enough. And then when Varsho did the near home run and then immediate opposite field home run, I was like, well, that doesn't feel great. I don't know. I don't know what else outside. Like, I know I've seen a lot of people in our mentions like, oh, when are you going to talk about Cora? Like tonight, I really can't. When you score 2 runs, I'm not putting that.
He's supposed to hit a homer tonight. Like, what's he supposed to do with this?
Hit the ball when guys are on base. I like middle game didn't feel like it was like the best, but I think when you go up 6-0, everyone kind of just checks out and they're like, this one's over. The Blue Jays did not. Vladdy, you get fucking tagging up on routine fly balls to center field.
I was going to mention,
and it's just like, all right, well, that was no. I mean, it has to be said. Like, I don't blame Rafaela for that because I think he made the right throw. I think the throw would have got him if it didn't hit him. But like, that's one of those things that no one on the planet's thinking, oh yeah, Vladdy's obviously going to go take third here. And then when he does, to be like, what? Like the Blue Jays, credit to them for never they should have given up when they were down 6-0. Obviously you don't give up down 0-2, but 0-6, yeah, you just bullpen game. Like, there's no reason for them to have tried there. That's what I'm more upset about. That they were like, no, we got this one, fellas. Like, for what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Kind of a dickhead move for them to win game 2. That is a good point.
It's kind of rude. Like, it pissed me off a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot.
But tonight we didn't. Speaking of outfield mistakes, I think we all agree that Willier should have made that catch in the corner that moved the runners over to second and third. Not that it would have mattered because it was a 3-run homer anyway. But yeah, like I definitely got some of that. Like, why aren't you calling out Cora? And I'm like, well, I mean, he went to his second best reliever, like the best reliever that's not his closer, right after Houck. Yeah, like Slayton didn't look great earlier in the series, but it's like, what do you want? Like you want Chapman? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what the call out to Cora would be. It's, the game before, it's like, yeah, Rafaela caught that ball flat-footed and allowed Vladdy to tag up. I mean, this is not a fast runner. So if Vladdy is tagging on a ball to center field to get to third base, like, yeah, like he was a little bit flat-footed and caught sleeping a little bit. But yeah, and then tonight it's like Slayton just, I mean, that it was like it was a curveball that if he didn't swing at it, it would have been dotted down and in. Like, it wasn't like an awful pitch. It's like Vladdy's just a really good hitter.
That might have been a ball, honestly. I mean, he golfed that thing out. That was like a homer his dad would hit, honestly. But no, I'm still stuck on the Willier ball, and it feels weird getting on Abreu defensively. He doesn't have a lot of those, but I think he just read it wrong off the bat. And if you're a right fielder and a righty's up, you got to be able to see the tail on the ball there. And he clearly didn't have a great read on it. He's kind of doing that like the last couple shuffles you do before you make the catch, but he's doing that the entire time. And so it's like that ball's in the air for too long to still be doing like the side shuffle thing. And it's like, oh God, he falls over. And even though Vladdy hits the homer, it's all situational, right? He catches that ball. It's 2 outs, runner on first. I guess you can still be kind of protective against Vladdy. The walking him there is not the end of the world, first and second. Granted, I don't love that situation with Santander coming up, but either way, Slayton wasn't crisp. That pitch to Bichette, he missed by a mile. Like, that was supposed to be outside. It ends up right down the middle. So I don't want to get on Abreu that much, but he should have caught that ball. And the game completely changes if he does.
Did we know what the catch probability was on that play?
No, but I'm curious. I will look that up. That's on, is that a Savant thing?
I believe so. I was just about to say, I'm shocked that you know how to, like, this is where we're missing T. By the way, T's not going to, friend, no one get on T. He's got a family situation to attend to tonight. But that's something that T would just have right off the bat. Like, oh, it was,
I think he would have studied that before the show and not even had to look it up. It's like, oh, yeah, well, 82. Yeah.
I think Savant asked him, actually, so it might not be out there.
That's how they come up with their catch probability percentage.
Yeah, T, what do you got on that?
Yeah, kind of felt like an 82.6. All right, we'll put that down. Appreciate it, T.
Yeah. He's on the panel. It's T and Bill James. They're just like, what do you guys got? And then they just split the difference.
Yeah. And they could have something convenient like Slack or, some kind of messenger. They call him every time. So for like every missed ball, they give him a call and they're like, all right, what do you got, T?
Yeah. They got a guy for each team. And T's the Red Sox guy.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, do you want to handle the ads tonight so that I'm not yapping in this person's ear that's sleeping next door?
Yeah, of course. But I'm going to find this fucking catch probability if it kills me. So let's be quiet until then.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. All of our top relievers, like you want to get on the slate, and like who was Cora going to turn to when all of your top 3 relievers shit the bed this series? I guess Chapman didn't. Chapman was fine, but it didn't amount to anything. It was still in a loss. Like Whitlock fucked up probably the most out of anyone who pitched in game 2. I think is a fair assessment. And then Slayton tonight. So that's where it's just like if your best guys are gonna falter and your lineups, I can't blame the lineup for game 2. You put up 6, you're up 6-0. They did their job, even if it went to sleep in the second half of the game. This shit tonight, I don't really know manager wise. I think the one thing I've seen that's a little fair through a month of the season, everything just still feels the same as it's felt the previous 3 years. Crochet's in the mix. Bregman's obviously, like you said, number 2 MVP race right now for the American League. And yet here we are 17-16. Like when is this change supposed to happen? And that's as much on the players, I think, as I think it's on everyone in the building.
Yeah, it feels like they want their identity to change, but they're not earning it. It's like you'll get these little glimpses of like, okay, a couple wins here. Like then if you win this one, that means you feel a little different than the last couple of years. But then they always lose that one. And then consistently when the Yankees are winning, Red Sox win, Yankees lose, Red Sox lose. They're making up no ground in the division, which is a pain in the ass. But yeah, again, like when the season started, I'm not going to look back already and be like, I was right about the predictions, but I just thought a lot of people had the Sox, way ahead of where they earned. It's like putting them in the World Series. I'm like, no, they got to earn that respect. Like this team, obviously on paper is a lot better, but you got to consistently put wins up and consistently show people that you're capable of doing bigger things than you've done recently. And not even just like bigger things than recently, like you should easily be a playoff team. This shouldn't be a discussion of if you can make the playoffs in this American League. You got to, at this point, already be showing us that you can be a division winner. And I haven't consistently seen it enough.
But that even still remains the point now, because we sit here, we're 17-16. No one's pumped about it. And they still have is it still the second most wins or third most wins in the American League?
There.
You know,
there's like 8 teams tied for the third wild card spot. So
the Mariners have 18. The Guardians got their 18th today on a walk-off. So there's a couple teams have moved ahead of you, but this is still, they're tied with the Royals essentially and the A's in terms of that last wild card spot. So like the AL, as someone who put them in the World Series, it still had less to do with them, more to do with like the Yankees won a very bad American League last year. Yeah. And if you still look at the landscape of MLB, the top 4 teams are all in the NL West and just in baseball. So that's where it's just like, all right, is the American League still hasn't really caught the National League. I still feel good about long term. Right now, it's just like, all right, when is the change going to come? Because the defense is going to get fixed when Story comes back. He's been back. He's been the guy we've expected since he signed the deal. The defense isn't fixed. Like always putting that on him was too much for one player to fix. So I think something needs to happen. Some needs to just click. And I think I know what it is, but I think Steve has an ad first.
Yeah, I think Steve was going to tell us about Blue Moon. That's what he was going to do. Because I got a spicy take after this Blue Moon.
Yeah, I was literally just about to tell you about Blue Moon.
Set myself up for a take, and here you go.
Blue Moon was born in the ballpark at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado, so it's no wonder you crave it. Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantee a one-of-a-kind beer experience year-round. And for the moments you want a lighter option of your favorite beer, reach for Blue Moon Light, also known as every beer that's in Jared's fridge. It's a refreshing wheat beer brewed with real tangerine peel for a lighter, exceptional taste at only 95 calories. Jared, have you had Blue Moons on your trip to London?
Every single day, actually. Yeah, it's usually my lunch beverage.
It's what it should be, because it's the best drink of all time. Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round, a wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste and only 95 calories. Brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon, made brighter. Get Blue Moon Light delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. That's Jared Carabas' first name. For delivery options, that's get.bluemoon.com/Jared, Jared, for those keeping track at home. Blue Moon, made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
So, here's where I'm at, because I feel like the general consensus is they're correct, but premature at the same time. I think if you're a Red Sox fan, you're sitting there saying like, man, this team is mid. Yeah, like they have been to this point. I think what's frustrating, to Steve's point earlier about the expectations coming into spring training, Coley talked about how he had them in the World Series. I also had them in the World Series. If we're being honest here, I think anytime if the Red Sox have a shot, I'm putting them in the World Series, because I don't want to be the guy that didn't have the Red Sox in the World Series if they have a chance to be in the World Series. Like if they're going to be good, I'm like, yeah, Sox are in the World Series. But the last 2 years leading up to this, I thought that they weren't going to be good. I didn't have them in the World Series. So it's not like, me having them in the World Series, I can only speak for myself, was more so like, yeah, I think they're going to be good enough like that. They're going to have a shot. But they've been mid to this point. But the difference is, I think the last 2 years, it's like, okay, I think that they're mid, and they are mid, and they will be mid. Whereas with this team, they are mid currently. I don't think that they're a mid team though. They've played like a mid team. They have been very similar to the teams of the last few years, where you're just like, all right, yeah, like I can see it a little bit. Like there's glimmers of there's a good team in here, but then there's also games that you walk away and you're like, what the fuck was that? And this series was that. I mean, good teams aren't blowing 6-0 leads to teams like the Blue Jays. And you look at the division standings and you're like, okay, they're 17-16. They're a game above 500. They're in second place. This is not the AL East of old. It's a very winnable division. The Yankees have their flaws. I think the teams that are currently beneath you are not better than you. Like you, at the very least, at the worst, you should finish in second place. It's just a matter of what the record is going to look like at the end of the year. Is that second place finish a playoff spot, or is that second place finish hovering around barely being a winning team and not making the playoffs? That's kind of the question that you have to ask yourself. But I don't know where you guys are at on this, but for me, I don't know what this team is yet. I think there's been seasons in the past where you get to May, and of course there's a trade deadline, the team makes additions and whatever. But I mean, like, when's the last time the Red Sox had a monster trade? Like 2021 when they added Schwarber, and it's like, even then people were like, he's hurt, he's not even going to make a difference.
People complained so much about
complained about adding Schwarber, I do recall. But like, when's the last time the Red Sox really went out and made significant moves at the deadline? We were like, now we go. Like, it's been a long time since that's happened. So I kind of just look at this season as, yes, they're mid, but I still don't know who they are. I don't know what they are. And I don't know if you guys agree.
It's very TBD on what this team's going to be. And it's May 1st. So there's no way we're ever probably going to know the identity of the 2025 Sox by May 1st. But I just want them to start to create an identity. That's all I'm really asking for. And there's been these little glimpses of it. You think back to the Cardinals series, where it's like, okay, I can see it. You almost get to like peek through. You're like, oh, okay, that's the 2025. And then they like close the door on you. That's basically how it's felt as this season has gone on. The barometer that I consistently use is, and we probably all have people like this in our lives that know how much we care about the Red Sox and Section 10 and all that, and ask us, so how are the Sox this year? Like, what's going on? And I don't know what to tell them yet, because it's like, Crochet's been sick. I love watching him. Alex Bregman's, like Jerry said, the MVP runner-up right now. He's got like 1,000 OPS, and he's awesome. But outside of that, I don't really know what I'm looking at. And over 162, and even over, let's say, by the All-Star break, whatever, 70, 80 games, you want to have a feel of what you're watching every night. And so it just feels like we're kind of being misled, one way or the other with what this team's going to end up being. But I'm not also like super pissed about it. I'm more just like, all right, it's about time to show us who you are. Like, we're ready for you to prove to us that you're worth investing all this time in. Obviously, we're going to put the time in regardless. But to the big audience, to Red Sox Nation as a whole, New England, show them that they're worth committing their time this summer to this team.
My father always used to have.
Go ahead, Coley.
What's up?
You go.
No, what do you got,
I
Jerry?
want you to go. No, I want Coley to
Hey,
go.
Big Britt, what you got?
I want Coley to go. Big Brett wants Coley.
You did ask the panel to go off of what you had said, so I just
go ahead.
figured
That
out
is
as
true.
Steve
That is
spoke,
true.
It
Yeah,
would
go
be
ahead.
my
Yeah.
turn.
It was
but no, you
totally
go.
Coley's turn next.
Yeah,
How
go
do
ahead,
we-
ahead.
Go ahead, Coley.
No, Jerry,
No, I want you to go.
you're the biggest guy on the show. Go.
I want Coley to go.
Big Britt was so ready for that point.
This guy, Liverpool Larry over here, just wanted to drop some takes. My father always had 6'2" is like the what is this team? Like you really, if you're out of it by then, it's June 2nd. That was just his
Okay.
birthday.
I just think that is
So-
my height. I'm like, my father was 6'2". I'm like, where are we going with this, Coley?
no. June 2nd. He always just say June 2nd.
Okay.
What does this team look
I
like?
like that it's not
at
June
least-
1, June 2nd. I like that.
That was his birthday. That was,
there you go.
So he's very
I
selfish.
thought he
about
just
it.
like did the calculations and it landed on June 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay.
June
No,
2nd.
no. But he was like, just tell me this team's 500. Tell me this team's like 8, still in the race, and then anything could happen. Anything could happen the rest of the summer. Which I haven't tracked it year by year, but for most people, like you're talking about, that is when they're going to start tuning in, locking in that beginning of the summer. I don't know. I feel like I've been talking about it since October, November, and the thing that worries me, and we've talked about it a lot. There are a lot of people with eyes on Worcester as much as Boston, and I don't know that that's helping things at the big club. I think there are a lot of like lingering farts in the room. The Devers shit going to DH, even though that's worked out exceedingly well, just the way it was handled. Don't
As
think
we
that's
thought it
gone
would.
great. Yeah, of course, but like it just in terms of how it was handled, how the Casas shit was handled, how he's been playing, I think is directly related to that. And then you've got like 7 people who could legitimately start in this outfield sprinkled between the majors and the minors. I don't know that that's been necessarily resolved. Of course it has been resolved. Then you've got Meyer poking his head out, being one of the hottest hitters in minor league baseball. I'm seeing him rising up prospect list when he was already a top 15 guy. Like that's already hard to do. So yeah, I think it's a lot of pressure to be like, we got to win this game. But also if I suck today, this guy in AAA might take my job and I might never get it back. So I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know if this is the issue, but I think the biggest issue by far plaguing this team, we know how the baseball gods get. They can't be appreciating what's happened to our sweet, sweet boy, Masataka Yoshida. They can't be excited about this.
It could factor in.
I like
Good
that
point,
take. I do like that take.
Let him out of the cage, Craig.
But where do you put him?
Please.
Yeah.
Just not in the cage. Just have him on the bench. We know how much they like him. I don't think he'd be like an issue if he's on the bench.
No, but like
Yeah, you could have done Niagara Falls again. Like he would have loved that.
That's true. Yeah, he would have loved that. Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. Like seeing was that story today where they're like, we're not
Today or
stashing him.
yesterday?
It's like, yeah, it's like you absolutely are. That's exactly.
Craig was like,
what's happening.
we have no idea who you're talking about. This is the next time he's like,
Yeah.
What a fake name are you
don't
yelling
ask.
at me?
Yeah, don't ask about people that aren't even in the organization. What a stupid ass question. Next question. We have him pictured right here. Yeah, it's AI, you moron. That's obviously I've never seen that guy in my fucking life.
It's so funny and sad at the same time what they're doing to this poor guy. Like
You guys literally
It
did like
sucks.
dumbbells as like the celebration. No, we didn't. Those weren't. Oh, Yoshida dumbbells. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no.
Fucking idiot.
like they gave this dude $90 million and then just told him he doesn't play baseball for a living anymore.
He doesn't exist. They've erased him. They've erased him permanently.
If we try to look him up right now on MLB.com, he's just not there. It's like you can't even look up this guy's stats anymore.
Well, he doesn't have any
This
stats.
page
They won't
doesn't
let him play.
exist.
Yeah. It just goes, who? Like,
Yeah.
Baseball, right? You type it in and like it'll bring you to that page with the list. If it's like Jim Johnson, there's 1,000 of them. It's just 3 question marks. It's just what? Who?
Yeah.
Who's what?
Did you mean
and like
Daisuke
obviously
Matsuzaka?
Yeah.
there's
His name is Shohei Ohtani, you racist idiots.
Yeah, come on.
there's obviously the comparisons to Rusney Castillo, but like at least they let Rusney play baseball somewhere. Like they're just not letting Yoshida play baseball.
They let Rusney be the pride of an entire city. He was the pride of Pawtucket. Like Masataka doesn't even have the chance to be the new wonder of Worcester. It's crazy.
No, I don't know, man. It's very unsettling is the word. It's very unsettling.
They should let him just go to Portland. Like forget like Worcester. We already have our attractions in Worcester. Like Portland, I do feel bad because they had it going on last year. Like they really had a stretch there with like some of the top dogs they're ever going to have, pun intended. But put Yoshida on the Sea Dogs and let's just get to watch that every night.
So this is again, I wish T was here, but he can only be like on rehab assignment for so long, right? This just happened with Giolito. Like you can only technically be down there for so long. So that's why they have to do this. They can't, because if he plays, imagine him against AA pitching, he's gonna hit 750. Like he's going to play so well. I'm just
dying thinking it's like September and he's still playing for the Sea Dogs, and they're like, I just don't think he's ready yet. I just don't like he's still I don't know, that shoulder's not 100%. He's got 95 homers and 230 RBIs.
He's throwing guys out from center, like at home.
Yeah. No, like, guys, his arm's AA ready. It's not big league ready. Like, come on. That's a shorter field.
Yeah, we measured his arm angle. It's all fucked up, dude.
It's all fucked up. You see the highlights. Vroom.
He's 7 feet.
He's fucking he's playing for the Sea Dogs. He's hitting 435 with a 1700 OPS, and he's closing games for him, throwing 96 miles an hour. They're just like, dude, this guy's shoulder is toast.
They cut to Corey's like, I don't know. I just talk to Doc. He's not ready.
he's got every night lying down the street, people trying to get into Portland. Like, we gotta see this. Havelock is just packed. People hanging off the monster, like on the Coke bottle up there. They're like, Yoshida.
They added 25,000 seats at Havelock. They're sold out every night.
There's Mania.
Torn down where the Red Claws play. They said we just need more seats. We're going to
say, Yoshida, what are we going to do? Hey, what are we going to do? I mean, it's the best player we've ever seen. I don't know what to say.
Yoshida's to Portland is what LeBron was to the Cleveland economy. Like he just
seafood through the roof.
Let him play ball. Let him play ball.
Guy's pursuing 100 home runs in AA, and they're like, "Hey, it's AA. Come on."
Yeah, it's like anyone could hit 100 home runs in AA. He's hitting balls off kids that just graduated high school. Come on,
no.
It does. I'm not doing this because T's not here. I would obviously do this if he were here. Casas has options, and is still
he does
bad.
Definitely. I've thought of it.
So that's like get Devers the mitt. Get him over there. Get him at first. I guarantee you will start hitting even more. And he's been barreling the shit out of the ball to what stats posted before the Cleveland series. And he continues to do it. So that's where it's just like, you should just put him at first. If Casas turns it back around, great. But I do fear genuinely that the Red Sox have broken him. Like I'm not happy about it.
Just checking the Von Grissom numbers here. See,
he's still got like an OPS over.
But that's another issue. That doesn't help.
He's playing first down there, right? That's all.
I know he is, but what I'm saying is we need to get Yoshida back up. I don't think the baseball gods are upset about what we've done to Von Grissom.
Portland, we already figured that out. He's doing the Sea Dogs. That's fine.
What is Von's OPS right now? Is it still over 1,000?
Let's see.
He wasn't nominated for Sox Prospect of the Week as he had been every other week until this week. So he must have, I don't know, only hit
he's
two
at
home runs
825. Yeah, he's cooled off a little bit. 288 with a 825 OPS.
That happens, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think, talking about the identity of the team, I've said this before. I'm going to double down on it. I don't think we will know who and what the Red Sox are until Roman Anthony's here. And if you listen to the Roman Anthony discourse, apparently he's not coming here until September, if ever.
We haven't talked about him in a while. Part of the reason you don't give guys contracts when they're in the minors is so you can get the pick. They already fucked that up this year. They should just sign him and call him up. Because then it doesn't matter when you bring him up.
Yeah, I blame
you can't
T
get
for
the
that.
pick no matter what.
T was the one that was perpetrating the discourse that Roman Anthony didn't want to sign a contract extension. He was basically just like, yeah, I'm not thinking about it right now, but they put it in front of him. Like, yeah, he's like, I don't know that he wouldn't sign it. Like, it wasn't like a hard no. And I think at this point, is there a safer bet in the top 20 for MLB prospects to give like a long-term contract extension to before seeing them play an MLB game? Like, I don't know. I feel like you look at the under the hood stuff and it's like, yeah, this dude is a freak. Like, he's an absolute freak. And those contracts are not crippling by any means anyway. So even if you do give him $155 million, none of that is going to be like, man, like this really hampers the organization moving forward if it's a 8-year deal, whatever it is.
No, and I think that's the key, what you just said, like the 155. I do think whatever it is, if he's going to agree to it, it's going to set the record for largest before making an MLB debut. Because
Definitely.
like it.
Oh yeah,
as
it should.
Yeah, as it should for sure. But this isn't a guy who, like, this is like a top guy in high school. There's pedigree there. So him being in the spot, oh, he's a second round pick. Like, this isn't fucking basketball where that matters. Like, he was given a first round bonus when he signed. Like, this is a first round caliber player who's mashing in AAA at age 20, barrel rate double Aaron Judge, who's doing like Bonds shit from the right hand of this of the plate. I understand it's AAA versus the majors, but like, yeah, I'm completely content giving him like a guaranteed 150 with a deal that can escalate up to like 400, like Julio deal. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. That means he won multiple MVPs. Well, if he wins multiple MVPs, yeah, obviously that's fine. Like, yeah, that's great. That's on him to earn.
That's the money you want to spend. You want to spend money that, resulted in MVPs and World Series titles. Like, that's wonderful. But
simple.
It was funny seeing the graphic because obviously, I mean, we've alluded to it. I've watched so much more Woo Sox and just minor league baseball in general this year. But seeing the graphic that had him compared to all the guys at Major League Baseball of how many more barrels he has, I'm like, we might want to pump the brakes a little bit. Like, we are comparing AAA and the majors here. But it was eye-opening that he was ahead of basically everybody in Major League Baseball. The other thing with the contract, like, I always think, who's going to be upset about this? Like, you're going to upset the fewest amount of people by paying Roman Anthony. The odds of it being a bad deal seem to be very slim. The odds of it benefiting you as an organization and calming down any of the concerns that he wouldn't sign or that he'd be gone after the years he's here, it's just worth it. Like, he checks all the boxes. Watching him play, he's different. He is, hey, when people are like, oh, built different, like Roman Anthony is. He looks different. He's built different. The ball sounds different off his bat. Like, there's going to be no real downside to signing him and getting him up here as soon as you can. Understandable the whole rookie of the year thing, but like, just bring him up.
I fact check this for me, Steve. I believe his dad's name is Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that on the broadcast. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, Tony.
Does he have a brother named Anthony?
Yes.
All right, that's a little ridiculous. I didn't know that.
I believe there's 3 Anthony.
I think it's a grandfather too. Like, I think it stays in the family, and Roman didn't get it.
So there's like an Anthony Jr. and an Anthony the third.
I don't even know if they do that much to. I think they're just like, you're the Anthony this time. I don't even think they like add like the third to it. It's probably 500 of them. They've run out of numbers.
Yeah, you're the current one. Yeah, you're the one that's alive. That's what they say.
Would you want to be Anthony to carry on the legacy, or would you want to be like, I'm Roman, like I'm the?
Oh, you want to be Roman
standing? Yeah, I think you want to be Roman.
Which one's number 2? The number 2 prospect in baseball, Jared.
That's true. That's a good. Well, the number 1.
It is 1, but I'm looking at Pipeline and they have him at 2 still. They still have
get Sasaki out of here. They got to stop.
Sasaki sucks.
He blows. Yeah, he doesn't even deserve to have a number 1 next to his name. Dude's crying in the dugout. Come on now.
He's crying in the dugout. He said he only signed with the Dodgers because they sprinkle water on his butt cheeks.
That's a direct quote.
Did you see that story?
I did not see the story.
I'm paraphrasing, but I think
you're paraphrasing. Really,
the story was like These like the Dodgers added like Japanese toilets with bidets in the clubhouse, and that was like the big scale tipper for me. Guy just loves hot water being blown up his ass.
Oh, he demanded it. He demanded 8 Japanese toilets, which I have to wonder what Shohei's doing wrong.
He's not getting that hot water up his butt.
Jeez.
I gotta read this now because I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, we got to get the direct quote here.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Come on. You think the Dodgers' new home clubhouse is fancy? Well, it's the first one that comes equipped with 8 state-of-the-art multi-function heated seat bidet-equipped Japanese-style toilets. The idea came from Roki Sasaki, who was trying to decide where to sign this winter and told the Dodgers it would help persuade him to come their way with the new toilets. It sounds like a joke, Sasaki told the Orange County Register, but for me, it's pretty important. So I'm not far off with my paraphrasing.
No.
That's essentially exactly what he said. Yeah, sprinkle water on my butt after I poop. I think that was the line.
Yeah. It's like, do you guys have any idea how constantly I'm shitting? Like, I need
that was
you
the
to
thing with
get
the 8 of them that threw me off. It's like, I got to poop in all 8 of these things and have the cleanest butt you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I think at first you think they're next to each other, but I think he's probably got them strategically throughout the stadium. You know what I mean? He's like, I might have to poop over there. Some days I might have to poop over here. Just in case I got to poop, I need to be close to one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's impressive. But yeah, he's not a prospect. Let's stop with that.
Yeah. Red Sox lose 4-2.
Yeah.
Steve, tell the people at home we blew past a clean 40.
I was literally about to say the clean 40 dream is over.
I knew
Jake, we
tried.
Yeah. We tried, Jake.
Yeah, we
tried. I mean, we're still not too far off.
Yeah, we could learn the plane. Yeah, tell the folks about
after this, we could just end it. All right. A lot of us know what we need, and that's life insurance, Jerry. We need it to protect our family's financial future if anything happens to us. And one of the biggest excuses for putting it off might be that you think it's too expensive. Forbes released a study in March of 2025, also known as a couple months ago, that said over half of Americans don't have life insurance because they think it's too pricey. According to an April 2024 study, people are overestimating the cost of life insurance by 3x, Jerry. But with Ethos, you can get affordable life insurance easily online. With Ethos, you get a free quote and customize a rate that fits your budget. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. That's a beautiful thing. Lock in your rate today, since premiums can go up as you age. Ethos makes it fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. No medical exam required. You just answer a few health questions 100% online. Get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. You can get same-day coverage without ever leaving your house. According to a stat from January 2025, we just got all sorts of studies and stats here, it can take weeks to get approved with traditional life insurance carriers, but with Ethos, it doesn't take weeks. It happens immediately. As of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/section10. That's ethos.com/section10.
And shout out to all the Section 10 listeners who came up with AI renditions of Alex Bregman holding the best free agent signing to not switch teams before April 28th, I believe it was.
27th. Yep.
I think it was through the 27th, so before April 28th.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, presented by Ethos. Yeah, that was very encouraging to see all the people celebrating the award. I saw Alex Bregman's mother liked the picture, so she's very proud of her baby boy.
And then Bregman gave us like the laugh emojis response. So
he did.
I don't know what he was laughing at because he got the trophy.
This,
like there's really
so much money. That's
I think it was just a ha 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 with like money falling behind him. But yeah, no, he loves it clearly. On the story. We shared on the story.
Okay.
It was one of those where like the laughs kind of fall down. It actually did seem like one of those like a rich laugh type of deal because now he knows he got an extra $88 million for winning that trophy.
That's big time, dude. I mean, good for him. He earned it. It's obviously very big. One thing that I did want to get to quite briefly, didn't have to be a huge thing, but I did say that Tristan Casas has to have a 600 OPS by the time I get back to the United States. After tonight's game, he went 1 for 4. He's hitting 184 with a 585 OPS. So he's not there. It's not impossible, though. So I get back on Saturday. So by the time I land on Saturday, the game will just be getting over. So he has 2 games to get his OPS to 600, which is very possible. He would have to hit some homers and some doubles here, but he doesn't have to. He has to have basically one monster game in the next 2 to have a 600 OPS by the time I get back. The big Brit gets back to the States.
I hate to say it, and T would not want to hear this, so sorry, T, but Tristan Casas at-bats have kind of turned to look at your phone at-bats. They're kind of like scroll Twitter ABs, if I'm being fully honest. I mean, even that last one he had tonight, swings at 2 pitches out of the zone. I know the game was basically over. It's 4-2 in the 9th inning. Sox had already blown it, but Tristan's doing next to nothing. Had a couple ding-dongs there, a week and a half ago, whenever that was. But this is just not the guy that you're used to seeing. Doesn't have the same body language, doesn't have the same approach at the plate. And he knows. He's so aware, too, of everything. He knows how little he's helping this team. And I think he thinks about it a lot. And obviously that's not helping the situation. So it sucks. They could use him a lot. I feel like your record's completely different if Casas has 700, 800 OPS right now. But below 600, I would not have expected that by May 1st. It's crazy.
No, it's bad.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Get Rafi to first. Bring Yoshida up. DH. Done. Boom.
Okay, boom.
Anyway.
Game 1 was a ton of fun. This sucks, man. They took away our game 1 from us because I had a blast. On
you lose
Tuesday.
those 2 like assholes, and then also you lose Walker Buehler, and Christian Campbell has a weird injury. So couldn't have
gone worse today.
Makes it worse.
Yeah, this is about as outside of them getting smoked, and then Tanner once again giving up 8-9 earned or something like that. This is about as bad as it could have gone in the finale. And just as a day as a whole. Great book.
Yeah. Oh, one of the best. One of the best books. All right. Do we have any other thoughts on the series?
I mean, yeah, but not really. I don't know. This just kind of flipped the whole series, honestly, because I like what we saw from Giolito. I'm sure the guy T would have a whole breakdown. Yeah, I know. I mean, he was awesome. Really good. He was consistent.
96.
He was getting some calls, maybe a little outside the zone, but some important strikeouts, especially there in that 3rd inning. 1st and 2nd, no outs, gets out of the jam, strikes out Vladdy, strikes out Springer, spotting his pitches. Obviously, at the end of the outing, you don't want to give up a couple of ding-dongs. 2-out homers are just such a punch in the penis. They had 3 of those. Solo, 2-run shot, 3-run shot. That's what tied it. But somebody mentioned this on the Twitter machine. I wanted to hear what you guys thought, because I thought it was a good point. And I went back and watched the tape, and it is valid that bringing in Whitlock after Giolito, they have very similar pitch paths for their changeup. And they're both the same exact. They're both, pitch path, whatever the fuck. They're both 83 miles an hour. I don't know, man. I thought pitch path was good enough. I'm not the pitch nerd.
I wouldn't have stopped you.
No, I didn't think it was worth cutting off either, but whatever. But there's it's same speed, same profile, and it's kind of going into the same, part of the hitter's swing path. So I thought that was a valid point where you look at the homer that Whitlock gives up in a 2-0 count there to Santander, kind of similar to the one that Giolito gave up. And, obviously you want to mix up the sight of the hitters, what they're seeing. And it didn't really seem like you got a lot of that with Whitlock coming in there. But about as bad as it gets from Garrett Whitlock. That sucked. He was getting behind in a lot of counts, had to throw strikes, and then credit to the Jays, they were capitalizing on it. But you just can't lose that game too, especially the way Giolito pitched. He deserved to get a W there.
Who do you guys have more concerns about after this series, Whitlock or Slayton?
Not overly concerned with either of them.
Yeah,
it's probably the right answer.
I'll say Slayton by a little bit.
It's a long season. Your relievers aren't going to be perfect. And then when you see genuine perfection, like last year with Clase, he fucking falls apart the second the playoffs happen. A reliever is always going to fuck up at some point. I would rather have it happen now, and then they're good the rest of the way. It's so bad with relievers. one bad appearance and you're like, oh, this guy fucking sucks. But that's just really not the case.
Well, with Slayton, it was back-to-back games in high leverage spots where it's like, I cannot, like the margin for error is 0, and he failed both times.
Yeah, I mean, that where I do talking about the manager, I hated loading the bases to get Kirk up. Of all people, like if there were 2 outs, maybe, but loading the bases to get like one of the best contact guys, it's like him and a rise, really. Like Alejandro Kirk's gonna put bat to ball. I would much rather pitch to literally anyone before him.
I'm kind of always trying to set up the double play there, which I guess you would have anyway with first.
I already
and third
had
and
it.
Just,
You would have
had it. Yeah. No, true. But who did they walk before Kirk? Was it Varsho?
Yeah.
Well, Varsho was also killing them. So
yeah, homered tonight.
He had 2 homers this series, I think. But
I'd rather pitch to him. If I've got my best guy on the mound, I'd rather pitch to him.
Yeah. I know we talked about the Rafaela play a little bit earlier, and I get it. Like, yes, no one would have expected Vladdy to tag there, but he's still catching it on his heels. The throw is almost still, as he's throwing it, I think he's surprised that Vladdy's still going. Like, he's looking at him like, I'll throw this in, but are you really taking third base? That changes the situation. If he's on, stays on second, I don't know if Vladdy played it off of how Rafaela caught it. I didn't see that angle. If he was reading like, oh, he's on his heels, I'm going to go now. But either way,
I think he tried to catch him by surprise.
I think it was a catch by surprise. But if you get him out there, if you're more ready to throw that ball, maybe that's 2 outs, and then they're playing into the 11th inning. But I don't know. It's hard to get. I'm not going to get too down on him. I just thought that he should have been more ready to make that throw, even though it's Vladdy. I'll give you that. I don't
think there's a center fielder in the world who's catching that like with the intent to throw it to third.
I know, but just game situation wise, I'd rather you be like overly prepared there to throw to third, regardless of who's on second base.
No doubt. I just don't think anyone would have. And I Vladdy, we talked about it on Time in the 8th. Yeah. Vladdy dove into that slide, like hoping to hit the ball with his body. Like that was not a normal slide. And I get all of it works, but the throw, I think, gets him if it doesn't hit him. Bregman, like it beat him there. It just also hit
Probably.
him.
Yeah. Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Either way, just don't be in that situation. Like that's
sure. Win in regular. Yeah. Win the 6-0 game long before you get to extras. It's my take.
Win the game that's 6-0 in the 6th. I don't know. I'm going out on a limb here, but the thing that one more quick note on game 1 here, and this really annoyed me a lot, was in the first inning, Jarren Duran's running on the pitch when Raffy's up, smokes it off the wall. I thought Jarren read that ball pretty poorly. I'm kind of stunned that he wasn't like on third base by the time whoever the hell the right fielder is got the ball there.
He hesitated at second.
Which I thought was surprising because I thought it was pretty clear that was going to be a hit. But then Huddy sent it. It was a bad send.
Yeah.
Because you got to see that like Jarren's not coming in with the normal speed he has because he had to wait at second. And then Huddy does this thing and it kind of kills me because I love him by all accounts. He's awesome. I don't know him personally. Jerry, maybe you do. But he does this thing where he'll wave and like run up the third baseline as if that gives the runner this like super boost to like go home. I'm like, that does not help the guy that's running home like at all. I know it's probably his thing. And if you're a third base coach, you probably have a lot of superstitions, but
makes the runner kind of shook faster. So
I think he thinks it gives them like
I'm fucking cooking. I just
it gives them like wind. Like I'm so far away from Huddy right now. I must be flying.
That's fuck.
Yeah, this is crazy. But no, Jarren gets thrown out there and he's shaking his head, and I could kind of read like, he's not pumped with that send because he threw him off a little bit, and that could have been the difference in the game. Like, understandable, they go up 4-0, 6-0. But that, again, everything's situational after that. But that one run would have been the difference. And that's, again, this is what it feels like with this team. These slim margins, you got to be able to capitalize on those moments where, get the big hit, score the run where you're supposed to score the run, read the ball off the bat better, whether you're Duran there or Abreu with the non-catch tonight. Like, that's the difference in these wins. Sox have the second most one-run losses in baseball. Like, this is, you got to clean it up or else you're going to stay in 500 land forever.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I forgot about that play. He hesitated at second base. It wasn't the best send by Huddy. And I know that was the first inning, right?
Yeah, that was the second batter there in Raffy.
The second that he got thrown out at home, my first thought was, please don't lose this game by 1 run. And exactly
my first thought was they're losing this series. It's funny how like dramatic things get where I'm like, all right, well, series clearly over, but no, 6-0. You got to be able to win that. Because then we planned before the series, right? Like, how can the finale? No hope with that. Like, obviously not looking forward to, like, can't wait for this finale. We kind of thought you had to win the first 2 games. And that's how we didn't think it was going to go this way, obviously, how they'd lose the finale. But you should have won those first 2 games.
I'm just picturing, like, Huddy probably felt really bad about the send after the fact. But then they go up 6-0 and he's like, phew, thank God. We're going to beat
this
their
ain't going
ass
to come
tonight.
down to that one, obviously. I am in the clear. Tough. No one's going to remember. They won't, like, bring this up on the 10.
No. All right. It's 3:30 in the morning. Let's do a little of this.
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Tactical move incoming!
Stop and Shop. Look ahead. Stop and Shop.
Fuck yeah.
Look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and Shop, we look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and Shop, we look ahead.
Fuck yeah.
What's better than having to Stop and Shop, getting it done for all of you?
Stop and Shop Look Ahead brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop today and use the promo code Section 10 to get 10% off all your tangerines when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop using the promo code Section 10. We've got a little 3-game set here against the Minnesota Twins. It's Brian Bayo versus Joe Ryan. Actually, Brian Bayo versus Joe Ryan. Hunter Dobbins, welcome back. Hunter Dobbins versus Bailey Ober. And then Garrett Crochet versus the Paddy Wagon, Chris Paddock. That game, am I seeing that this is on MLB Network? I don't know. FS1 on Saturday? Okay. Maybe that'll be on the plane. That'll be good. Anyways, Brian Bayo, 2-0. 3.27 ERA, a 145 whip, and a 5.7 strikeouts per 9. Didn't have his best stuff as last time out, but it didn't really matter. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Did give up a home run. Doesn't matter much because the Red Sox scored 13 runs in support of Brian Bayo's second outing of the season. 3 walks and a home run in both starts. Not ideal. But he's going 6 innings. So you're happy with that. He has been excellent at inducing ground balls this season. He's in the 87th percentile. He was in the 92nd percentile in 2023, 86th in 2024. Slider's been very effective. 143 batting average against, 27% whiff rate. This is also the first time in his career that's being used as his number 1 pitch. So there's the Bailey lab in full effect. Joe Ryan, 2-2, a 3.18 ERA, an 0.91 whip, and a 10.3 strikeouts per 9. He's probably the most under the radar pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. In 6 starts this year, he has 2 games with 0 earned runs allowed and 2 games with 1 earned run allowed. His only truly bad game was against the Braves, where he got tagged for 6 runs, gave up 3 bombs. He's only allowed 4 walks this year with 39 strikeouts. That is ridiculous. In his last start, he had 26 whiffs. That is a career high by 5. Sweeper is his most talked about pitch, 44% whiff rate. Hunter Dobbins, 2-0, 2.45 ERA, a 1.18 whip, and a 9 strikeouts per 9. I think we're assuming this because this would have been Walker Buehler's spot. It doesn't sound like he's going to be making the start, so we got Hunter Dobbins here. He's been very effective in both of his starts this year. He's only allowed 3 earned runs total in 11 innings and has just 2 walks and only allowed 1 home run. A lot of red on his baseball savant page. 98th percentile in chase rate, certainly something. 60% whiff rate on his slider. All of his pitches have, after his 4-seam, have a whiff rate of over 33%. Fastball is averaging 94.9 miles per hour. That's pretty good. Bailey Ober, he's 3-1 with a 4.12 ERA, a 1.35 whip, and a 6.9 strikeouts per 9. His strikeouts have plummeted this year. 9.1 strikeouts per 9 career average, just 6.9 this year, as just previously mentioned. His hits per 9 have jumped as well. He's got career 7.8 hits per 9, and this year it is 10.2. His numbers are mostly impacted by a horrible opening day. 2 2/3, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, 2 bombs. But since then, 5 starts at 2.10 ERA, 6.49 OPS. Garrett Crochet, 3-2, 2.05 ERA, a 1.05 WHIP, and a 10.2 strikeouts per nine. A concern going into the season was his ability to pitch deep into games. I feel like we are not that concerned about that anymore. 44 innings so far, leads MLB. I believe he's tied with Zach Wheeler. On top of that, his ERA is 2.05, the FIP is 2.62, and the 1.04 WHIP. Those are all career best marks for him. Control's been a little bit wonky recently. 8 of his 18 walks are over the past 2 starts. Does have 15 strikeouts, though. Overall, his pitching run value is in the 100th percentile. Fastball is in the 99th percentile. He's only thrown his sweeper 45 times this year. That's 6.5%, but it has been nasty. Hitters are just 1 for 17 with a single, 11 strikeouts, 43% whiff rate. He's only allowed 5 extra base hits all year, 3 doubles and a couple homers. Most importantly, the Red Sox are 5-2 in games started by Garrett Crochet. And then Chris Paddock, the Paddy Wagon. He is 0-3 with a 5.60 ERA, 150 WHIP, 7.2 strikeouts per nine. Yeah, he was a big deal in San Diego, trying to find it here in Minnesota. Has a 5.15 ERA over 120 innings the past 3 years. A lot of injuries. Still trying to get back to where he was in San Diego. Much like Ober, though, he has been good after a disaster first start. His first start was 3 1/3, 6 hits, 9 earnies, 3 bombs. In the 5 starts since then, it's a 3 ERA, a 6.45 OPS. He has let up a home run in 3 straight games, though. In 27 innings pitched this year, he has weirdly only allowed 1 double, but 6 home runs. Very strange. Nothing that he does would be considered good, despite nothing being outright awful. He's just kind of mid. So that is Ryan Baio versus Joe Ryan. That is presumably Hunter Dobbins versus Bailey Ober and Garrett Crochet versus Chris Paddock. Prediction time, Steven.
Yeah, I'll keep it pretty brief here. The Red Sox are already 2-0 on Fenway Fridays this year. For those keeping track at home, they didn't win their second Fenway Friday game until after the All-Star break last season. So Fenway Fridays are a fun time, and they seem to be back to being a fun time. So hopefully they win the opener there with Baio. I honestly didn't do a huge breakdown for this. I think you covered most of the stats there. The Twins don't hit home runs. I think the 4th fewest in baseball. Just need the vibes to kind of get back at a good spot. And I got Sox now winning 2 out of 3, the opener and the finale there with one Garrett Crochet.
Coley?
I always want to beat the Twins because I don't fully respect them. Joe Ryan seems to shove it up our ass pretty routinely, though, so I'm going to take 2 out of 3.
Jake?
Yeah, I'm sick of not sweeping anybody. It's kind of bullshit. I feel like the last 3 weeks, every pod we've done, we could have titled it "Should Have Swept." So you do that many times in a row, you get the reverse sweep. So I got the Twins all weekend.
Okay. I like the play. Man, I feel like I've been going 2 out of 3 too much, but it's just, I'm not doing it when I don't believe it, but I believe it.
They're
I
a
think
2 out of 3 kind of team. They seem to do it a lot.
Yeah, like I think Joe Ryan is he's going to be great. Like if that's the game that they lose, that's the game that they lose, but they should win the next 2. Mm-hmm. And it's not even that I'm not confident in Baio. I just think that Joe Ryan's that good. Yeah.
They should have taken 2 out of, like, we should be, imagine we just won the 2 out of 3 we should have won, and your mind would still be telling you 2 out of 3.
Yeah. They've got it, but like the thing is, like Joe Ryan, let's say he goes fucking 7 innings, punches out 12. The back end of that Twins bullpen is no joke. Like Jax, 15.8 strikeouts per 9. Varland, 12.2 strikeouts per 9. And then Duran is just, he's nasty. Yeah. He's game over type shit. So I think we go loss, win. I think I go 2 out of 3 there. Yeah.
I'd take it. That'd make them 8-3 on the season in finales. So if we can keep that trend going, that sounds good.
I'd love that. Steve, how do I get tickets to this fucking series?
Game Time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like most obvious thing of all time.
Yeah.
Game Time makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. I just used Game Time to go to the Red Sox a couple weeks ago, and it's the easiest, smoothest process of all time. It's not a confusing process using Game Time. I can promise you that. Last-minute deals, save up to 60% off. Did you guys hear that? You can save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Game Time picks make last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best deals in the stadium. Save even more when you choose a section and let Game Time choose the seats. Toggling this feature shows the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout, because we all hate those surprise fees. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SECTION10. That is SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Coley, what time is it?
Game time.
It's Game Time. All right. I think we gave the people a pod. I think we didn't cheap out.
We gave them what they want. Yeah. Checked all the right boxes.
Yeah. It's almost 4 a.m. and I have to be in the lobby at 8:30. So all right, yeah. Last section 10 from the UK. I'll be back Saturday. Well, this is my final thought. The fuck, Steve? I know. We're still gonna do the weather. I'm just saying.
Oh well, you said final thought. That's normally after the weather. You threw me out there.
It's a thought. It's a thought. It's a thought.
Okay.
It's just a final thought.
This
is just saying. Because as I was, you know what?
It's 4 a.m. You can do whatever the hell you want, honestly.
When I look ahead, it's a wind up dead. If you don't listen to what Steve says, even then you might still wind up dead. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor's shed. When I look ahead, when I look ahead, Billy's gummy bears, chew 'em with your mouth.
Weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
Chew them with your mouth.
You do chew them with your mouth, Jerry. The Red Sox take on the Minnesota Twins in a 3-game set at Fenway Park, where the Twins haven't won a series since 2019. Game 1, Friday, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 70 degrees. Partly cloudy, 10% chance of rain, 11-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from center field. Game 2, Saturday, 4:10 Eastern, 72 degrees, showers, 62% chance of rain. So not looking awesome for Saturday. 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from the monster this time.
They're going to delay it?
I don't think so. Game 3, Sunday, 1:35 Eastern. First pitch, 61 degrees. Not even clear. Yeah. Cloudy with showers maybe later in the game. Hopefully they avoid the showers altogether. 20% chance of rain. 9-mile-an-hour winds that are blowing out to right field. So the wind's blowing out finally for the finale. Not the best weather for this series. The best weather of the series is the opener on Friday. Wetter. The best wet as Friday, kid. Where the Sox are 2-0 this season on Fenway Fridays. Let's make that 3-0, huh? That is your weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. Chew them with your mouth.
Yeah.
Jerry, you had a final thought, I think?
Nope. My only final thought is this is the last Section 10 in the UK. I'll be back on Saturday. Back to our regularly scheduled program on Sunday night for the Twins finale. So no more inconveniencing the people. Sorry.
You did a great job. The streak continues, and I'm very proud of you.
People are going to be mad that the streak continues.
No.
They're going to say it doesn't count because we didn't put out a podcast after Seattle. So.
It counts. You didn't miss a show. It counts.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Coley, final thoughts?
Yeah, we we shut off the electric grid, like when Cal Ripken's streak was questionable. No, I just like I'm already seeing people like, oh, how dare people overreact? Just a loss. Like, no, let people be fans. Like these are stupid fucking losses that they shouldn't have lost. Like that's completely rational to be like, hey, Justin Slayton, figure your shit out. Doesn't mean you hate the guy. Doesn't mean you were plotting on his downfall. Do your job, man. Like that, just do it. And I'm not, again, happens. Relievers are going to fuck up sometimes. Everyone on the team is going to fuck up. The errors are an official stat because they know how often people are going to fuck up in this sport. Happens. No, like people are allowed to be like, that sucked because it fucking sucked.
It totally sucked. Couldn't have sucked much more, honestly, those last 2 games. And that's okay to acknowledge.
Stephen?
Yeah, my final thought is that the Sox City Connect unis should be announced relatively soon. As I mentioned, I believe May 16th is the debut against the Atlanta Braves at Fenway Park. It seems typically like they drop the jerseys a couple days before they actually play in them, so we shouldn't be that far at this point. I've been pretty impressed with this round of City Connects. I love the Miami one. I think that matches the South Beach vibes very well. I like the Chicago White Sox one with the Bulls theme. I think in the previous iteration, they tried to get a little too cute with it. It's like, it's actually named after the 1870s. It's like, no, just do something that makes sense for your city. Like, you don't have to overdo it. The Giants, I feel bad because I love watching Giants games. I know a lot of Giants fans, and I love those people too. I think they got 2 bad ones. I think they got 2 bad City Connect jerseys if you group them together with all the other ones. But yeah, Red Sox City Connect should be around the corner. Very excited for those to come out, even though, Jerry, you probably aren't.
Yeah, they're boring. Jake?
If you're a little guy walking around Liverpool tomorrow, just keep your head on a swivel because you got a big Brit over here that could just bulldoze you at any corner. Good news is you just got to wait one more day, though, then you're clear.
Yeah. Your town will remain safe when Godzilla leaves town.
Little guys in England just like stay inside tomorrow. Just you gotta get
one more day. Hold on for goddamn dear life.
Yeah. If you're a little lad walking around Liverpool tomorrow, look out for the big Brit.
You can see the little lad just like moving the curtain. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, no, there's a big Brit, isn't it?
Oh, isn't it? Shut the curtains, mate. They don't say mate.
Yes, they do.
Do they say mate? Okay, I thought that was more like Australia. All right. Shut the curtains, isn't it?
Me, mate. I'm pretty sure didn't like people from Australia are from here. They like made Australia as like an island of prisoners.
Yes.
From Britain. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because when we went to the Tower of London and they're like, who has from Canada? Hey, who here's from America? And they put their guns up. I was like, man, that's really what people think of us. And then he was like, who has from Australia? And they're like, us. And he's like, welcome back.
It's our first time here. Stop getting cute with it.
Yeah, that's how the rest of the world sees us. It's just hicks with guns.
Yeah, can't fully blame them.
Yeah, well, that's what it is, brother.
Dude, last day being a big Brit. Have a good time.
Yeah, I think we're doing all the Beatles houses tomorrow. So that'll be the last leg of the tour.
B&E's.
Yep, doing a little B&E at John's house. And Ringo. There's Ringo.
Let's get these guys, these Beatles you're always talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You get them tattooed all up and down your arm. Do you think they would be with the free Yoshida movement? Because they're all about freedom.
I mean, John Lennon absolutely would be. Big proponent of Japan. Loved it.
Huge.
Yeah, I think John's in. I don't think Ringo cares. George definitely does not care. And Paul, he's probably still bitter towards Japan for Yoko breaking up the Beatles. So I think John would probably be the only one. Yeah, I think Ringo and George are indifferent. Paul against it. John in.
George hasn't had emotions in quite some time.
Because he's dead or because of the hallucinogenic drugs?
Mostly the dead. I would argue the hallucinogenic drugs peak your feelings of emotions.
Yeah. But he
The
also
dead will
hated
normally
Yoko.
do that though, in terms of like shutting the emotions off. The whole like not breathing thing.
Yeah, George hated Yoko. He I saw a clip. He was on a late night talk show, and this was after the Beatles broke up. And he sat down in the chair, and he was like, "Hey, crowd, whatever." And then the host was like, he's like, "Yeah," he's like, John and Yoko were actually here last week. He's like, Yoko was sitting right in that seat, and he stood up. And it's like, oh, you
Get me out of this thing.
Yeah. So I think he probably had some resentment towards the country of Japan as well. So yeah,
I think he blamed all of them.
I mean, yeah, I think if there's no country of Japan, I don't believe we have Yoko, right? Was she born there? I don't know where she was born.
I don't know.
She's still alive, which is crazy.
It is crazy. She pops up every now and then. It's like,
she's got to be
Japanese multimedia artist and singer.
She's 92 years old.
Born in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So moved to New York when she was 17.
She's 92 years old. Yeah. God bless. Well, that was talking Yoko socks right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a good way to end it with the big Brit.
The big Brit, isn't it? Me mates.
Crumpets.
All right, mates. Gonna go to bed now, so I can wake up in 4 hours. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you Sunday night, Monday morning for you. Okay, love you. Bye. Ba-doop, doop, doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.